Monroe, who represents the pre-licensure BSN class of March 2013. Victoria.
I don't think I'll cry, but after that, and after being up here, I may. Good morning, family, friends, faculty, staff, and fellow graduates. I am honored to give this speech today. First and foremost, congratulations, Cohort 5. We made it. We are the 25 left standing, and we should be very proud of ourselves. I'd like to thank the faculty and staff for their continued commitment to our education and success. You were there every step of the way, pushing us to be better nurses. You made us critically think until we couldn't think anymore. You pulled us into clinical situations that we otherwise would be terrified to enter, but you did it because you knew we could handle it. Thank you for answering countless questions and always having your doors open to help and advise us. And most importantly, thank you for being our advocates. To our family and friends, without you, we would not be here today. You are our #1 fans. Sorry. You provided us with the support and encouragement we needed along the way. You listened to us when we needed to vent or when we had a rough day at clinicals. You were always there to offer a shoulder for us to cry on or another body part for us to practice our skills on. I cannot express how grateful we are for each and every one of you. Graduates, I'm sure our family and friends have heard bits and pieces about our experiences here at Chamberlain. So before I say farewell and good luck, I would like to take this time to reflect back on our journey here at Chamberlain so that they can understand what we have gone through while we reflect on all that we have learned and overcome. Ernest Hemingway once said, "It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end." All of us hoped this journey would end with RN, BSN after our names. However, while the end is important, it is the journey that defines who we are in the end. Back to again. Sitting in class on the first day of fundamentals and health assessment, we were bright-eyed students, ready to learn and conquer the nursing world. Most of us didn't know much about nursing except that we wanted to help people and make a difference in their lives. Well, those bright eyes soon morphed into fearful eyes that desperately needed sleep as we delved into the fundamentals of nursing. We began to panic over skills checkoffs and those dreadful NCLEX questions, where each question always seemed to have 2 right choices. And then, in Fundamentals 2, we had actual patient care clinicals in the nursing home. I can remember thinking, what if I bathed the patient the wrong way? Although it turns out bathing wasn't my problem, wound care was. I almost passed out while working with the new wound care nurse. Thankfully, Professor Pugh was there to comfort me. She gave me the encouragement I needed in order to go back out there with the wound care nurse. And to think, that was only the tip of the iceberg. We went straight from the top of the iceberg down to the cold, cold bottom that is adult health 1 and 2. Alrighty? I think I speak for most of my classmates when I say that those 16 weeks were full of endless studying, weekends at the library, 5 a.m. wake-up calls, sleepless nights, pounds gained, tears, more tears, and on the rare occasion that we did sleep, dreams about lab values and medications. Or was that just me? And who can forget those simulation labs with Mr. Galvani, whose heart just wouldn't stop beating? In post-conference, Gloria would ask, what else? And what if the patient refuses? She forced us to think about all the possibilities. Thank you for that, Gloria. In the end, we knew the difference between a beta blocker and a calcium channel blocker. That if the patient was short of breath, to first and foremost put the head of the bed up, and to always go with your ABCs first. Those 2 semesters taught us perseverance and what it truly meant to work for something. We learned to keep fighting through challenges. It was because of the challenges we faced in adult health that our cohort was split. But those in cohort 5B are here today as a sign of just how strong they are. program. We learned what study techniques worked for each of us. Some of us created endless mnemonics, while others remembered every word on every page of the 8th edition Lewis Medical Surgical Nursing book. Who would do that? And we continue to get better at answering those wonderful NCLEX questions. Just remember, if the patient has dementia and keeps wandering into their neighbor's room, do not put a red balloon on the door indicating which room is theirs. The fall 2011 and spring 2012 semesters focused on specialty areas. It was during this time that most of us discovered what kind of nurses we wanted to be and what kind we most certainly did not want to be. Those who wanted to work with kids reaffirmed that desire in pediatrics. Many of us were on the fence about maternal child nursing, myself being one of them. However, after passing out yet again in clinicals, I quickly decided that labor and delivery was not for me and tried my hardest to spend the rest of my time in the nursery. We also learned that obstetric practice has in fact changed since the primitive years, although that we had to discover on our own. Some of my classmates unearthed a passion for mental health. Critical care brought back horrible memories from adult health. But luckily, we had a firm foundation to build on, and Dean Richardson to tell us, don't be scared, and give his infamous leadership. Some of us were thrown into codes, while others saw patients pass and families mourn. It was another side of nursing we had not yet experienced, and we gained a better understanding of how to handle this grim side of nursing. And though it was a challenging 8 weeks, it was in this class that I affirmed my desire to be a critical care nurse. Each of these classes required a unique set of skills in addition to the basic nursing skills we already possessed. As we built on those basic nursing skills, the realization set in that we were competent in our practice. Still building our confidence, but definitely competent. Then, before we knew it, the end was near. We began to see light at the end of the tunnel. Professor Bolivar taught us the art of writing an evidence-based paper and helped us sharpen our APA skills. He also revealed that quantitative and qualitative research studies could be explained with M&Ms and toilet paper. In collaborative, we learned how to manage a nursing unit, even though we've yet to work on one. And just when we thought we knew how to delegate, we realized that what was delegated in one scenario could not be delegated in the other. All of a sudden, the exit exam was upon us. It was the final hurdle we had to conquer, and all we had to do was pass with a 9.00, as Donna would say. In capstone, Professor Cannell provided us with the encouragement and motivation we needed in those last few weeks to push through and make it to the end. Our preceptorships provided us with more experience and insight into the specialty of our choice. We spent over 120 hours with our preceptors. During those hours, we honed in on our nursing practice and transitioned into both a competent and confident student nurse. We even began to develop our own sense of nursing intuition. Ultimately, we saw our perseverance, sacrifices, diligence, and endless studying pay off as we passed the exit exam, finished classes, and excelled in our preceptorships. And now, here we sit today as novice nurses with not only our caring and compassionate attitudes, but also the skills and knowledge necessary to conquer the nursing world we knew so little about at the beginning. To my fellow graduates, I say, draw on these experiences in the future and recognize that it is your perseverance that will get you through. Never give up, strive to overcome adversities, make sacrifices when needed, and be a leader, just as you have done over the past few years, and the results will be the same. You will succeed. Thank you for enduring my speech.
Sharing those wonderful reflections.
As I made earlier introductions, you might have noticed that I did not recognize another